So like, yeah, so we played Fate Trigger, right? We played Fate Trigger over the weekends. I tried to play it a little bit, but I was just too busy or so I couldn't play it. So I couldn't play it much, at least over the weekends off my days off, because I was busy doing some videos and stuff like that, right? But we did get the chance to play Fate Trigger. Now, I think for me personally, it's okay. The problem is it just doesn't do anything special. The skins for the weapons are pretty mid. The skins for the characters are pretty mid as well. They're not like super great and they're not super amazing. At least like the first couple of skins of the concept designs for these characters, right? I think they're all right, but I don't think it's something that crazy, right? In my personal opinion, what they should do, right? They should do what Smite does when it comes to having different skins. Change the abilities, change the color of the abilities, make the abilities look something different or something, you know, that kind of like perturates with the skin itself, you know, for like a theme or something like that, right? The gun skins need to be super creative because I think the gun skins are pretty mid-tier. Like you can have like different colored skins on them. Like it's fine to have like a blue or a green or something like that, right? But like there needs to be like they didn't show any like legendary skins in the alpha test. I'm hoping that the beta test for this game shows like, you know, they show like legendary skins, but it would have been nice if they had like 1 or 2, maybe 3 legendary skins to kind of show off and be like, yeah, this is what you guys are going to be looking forward to, you know, these legendary skins, you know, because at the end of the day, right, the guns are tied to the characters, right? No, you can use whatever gun you want for any character. It doesn't matter. So but the only thing is just like the skins were pretty lame. The weapon skins were pretty lame. I think in my personal opinion, I wish they would have took this concept like a hero shooter, right? But do it as a Black Ops 3 or a Black Ops 4. If they would have just done a multiplayer game, because we don't have an anime multiplayer game, right? We don't have one that's basically like almost like a clone of Call of Duty, you know? It doesn't have to be exactly the same, right? They can do their own thing, right? To have a twist or put a twist on it on top of it, right? But it just would have been so nice if they just had, you know, something better than what Call of Duty is, you know, what Call of Duty is right now. In my personal opinion. With anime waifus, you know? I'm just saying. Also, I get it that the third person is supposed to for you to show the skin and everything like that, but like I'm gonna be honest with you. Give me a first person, right? Give me a first person waifu anime game with really cool gun skins, right? And then just have something like this, right? I think the one thing that'd be really fucking cool that would sell it, right? I don't know if you guys have seen this, right? Let me see. Have you guys seen like the really cool like gun animation reloads like that they do or so for like really really cool fucking guns and everything? You know, there's like some cool stuff. Some really cool stuff that this one animator did or so. That would be pretty funny, to be honest, to see that. But yeah, like I said, right? Like it would have been so cool to see like really cool like gun animations, you know. I just can't seem to find it or so. Let me see. Cause there was a really cool like a really cool animator who did like really cool reload animations, and I thought it was really neato. Like just do some really cool stuff like that, you know? I think it would probably be pretty cool. Yeah, like stuff like that. You guys see this right here? Like stuff like this would be really cool for a fucking reload animation, you know? Just do that for an anime game, you know? Like in my personal opinion, they should just do that. Do that for an emote, you know? Do that for an emote, maybe, you know? Maybe. I'm not too sure, you know? Like I said, do something cool. So this is a regular one, right? This is how the regular, you know, how they reload and everything, right? Like, that would be really fucking cool, right? Like in an anime waifu, you know, like first person, you know, kind of Call of Duty clone-esque type of way, right? Like Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4, you know?
Ammunition, sir. Appreciate that.
See, look, imagine doing something like that. That would be fucking hilarious. I think that would be really fucking cool. Like I said, right? Man, dude, the creativity needs to go up through the roof or so. I feel like the battle royale genre, I'm just like not really a huge fan of battle royale games. I wasn't really never a huge fan of them ever since Fortnite came out, right? I know there was PUBG and everything like that, right? But it was like super small, right? It was like really, really super small and everything like that, like the whole battle royale scene. And then it exploded or so once Fortnite did, and then everybody else in the FPS scene wanted to copy a battle royale. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't care about battle royales. I hate them, to be honest. The amount of times I get like I'm gonna be honest with you, the amount of times I crack somebody's shield or break somebody's shield or anything like that, right? To me, personally, it's kind of BS because that means that's technically a kill. But then, like, all they have to do is just run away, right? They run away, and then they heal themselves up with their shield, and then they turn back and kill me, you know? And I'm just kind of like, man, that's BS. The amount of times that has ever happened to me, it happens so many times where I crack somebody, but then they don't go down or so because like, oh, because the shield protects them and everything like that. I always hated that. I generally despise the shield mechanic in battle royale games. I just want it to be no shields, just literally just straight up like a big map multiplayer game. Just have a bunch of people in the map and then just fucking kill each other. That's it. That's literally it, you know? Just have the battle royale formula, but just don't apply shields, you know? That's it, you know?
It's the last thing I expected this year was a battle royale. Matter of fact, every time I turn around, an extraction shooter is what's being put out. That's obviously the trend. Battle royales have their set markets, have their communities, whether it's PUBG, Fortnite, Apex Legends. We're talking well-established battle royales. But Surasis here has created Fake Trigger, the Novita. And essentially, their strategy is, hey, how would you like to play a battle royale with waifus? No lies.
It's a good idea, right? It's not a bad idea, right? With like waifus and everything, right? Like, it's not a bad idea. Also, I need to save this for later too, as well, to put it in the description below. But like, it just would have been so much better for a multiplayer game. Like just a regular 6v6 multiplayer game, you know? Just have some game modes with it, you know? Maybe come up with a special game mode for this specific type of, you know, game itself, or Fate Trigger, you know? Specifically for Fate Trigger, you know? That makes it stand out from the competition, you know?
Kind of genius. And to be honest, I really wasn't expecting much outside of the initial eye candy. It turns out, fellas, this is actually a good game. You have a variety of different heroes to choose from.
Well, there's not really a lot of heroes, to be honest, but it is a pretty well-polished game, I do have to say. There's really nothing, I didn't get no lag, no frame drops, no disconnects, not really as much until like the final day or so. The final day is where I was having a little bit of issues, but then it kind of smoothed out afterwards.
Each with their own abilities and ultimates. You run around in third person so that you can see your character, but when you aim down sights, it now turns into a first-person shooter. And I was expecting this to be a bit more jarring, but it's actually seamless. This blend is not something we see in many games. Normally, it's third person only or first person only. Yes, we got games like Destiny 2 that has the ability to draw your character out into third person when rocking certain weapons or when popping your supers, but by default, Fate Trigger allows you to run around in third person. But when in battle, you're thrown into first person, and it feels good.
Go ahead, go ahead. The rare controller custom crash. Yeah. Plus, also like it also reverted my controls too. In order for me to like return them back to normal, I have to basically reconfigure the control schemes for the controller in order for me to use the controller again.
Now, I know somebody's gonna ask, Cross, why not just leave it in first person all the time? You see these cheeks? This is why it stays in third person. Comes down to money, fellas, and the developer.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to object to that because like you look at Call of Duty or so, they make so much money in first person with first person skins, you know. That's what you get for not using a Steam controller. Shut the fuck up. I do not like the Steam controller, so. But yeah, at the same time, right? Like, yes, you can make a lot of money from a third-person game because you see their butt cheeks and everything like that, right? But look at Call of Duty, though. It's in first person. They make so much fucking money. They make such an exuberant amount of money from their microtransactions. And that game is in first person. You don't even get to see the skin because you're in first person, but they're still making so much fucking cash, though.
Developers here, they know that in order to sell more skins, they need to keep you in third person until the heat of battle. Now, the objective of this game is just like every other battle royale, to be the last man standing, or in this case, the last waifu standing, to drop into the map, stay inside the circle as it closes in.
I do have to say, though, when we played the game specifically on this is like a really super casual game. Like, I don't know, man. I don't think the fan base is going to be there because the initial launch, right, when this came out or so for everyone to play, like there was a lot of people who played it, right? It got like around like what 2,000 people or so that played the alpha test or so for this game, which is okay. It's not super great, but it's okay. Well, it kind of depends how many people like got into the alpha, right? I don't know how many actual players actually registered to try to play the alpha for this game, right? We don't know. Maybe 2,000 people is the max or so. And now it's getting more exposure about this game itself, right? But I don't know, man. It's all right, but I don't think it's like doing anything super crazy in my personal opinion.
And be that last team alive at the end. Now,
Plus, I will be honest with you, the variety of weapons or so was very limited for the alpha. It's super limited, I'll be honest with you.
Let me just say, map-wise, this may be the biggest map I've ever seen in a battle.
It's too big. This map is way too big. Sorry for pausing too much, but this map is way too big, dude. There's so much dead zones in this game. It's crazy. Either put in more players in this game, put in more players, put in like 50 squads in here or something, or reduce the map size by like get rid of this, and just have this here. That's it. Just make more buildings around here, and that's pretty much it, you know. I don't know, to be frankly honest. It's too big.
Royale. It's huge, guys. Look at these level changes. These are portals that literally carry you over from one side of the map to the other. You even have vehicles that allows you to traverse around the map, and they're pretty plentiful. But even with 100 players, I felt like there was way too much downtime in between running into other players. And that's just because the map is so big. There's just so many different locations.
It's just too big.
Now, obviously, as the game progresses and the circle condenses, you'll have more of a chance of running into other players. But this may be one of those games where we need to up that player count. Like, no lie, if the developers can pull it off, I think a minimum 150 players to maybe 200 players for.
Damn, 200 players? God damn, that would be kind of insane. I'd say 50 squads, you know? I think 50 squads would be pretty good. 50, what is it? 50 squads of 4? I think that would be pretty good. What's that, like 200? Is that 200 players? I don't even know, to be honest. I think that is 200 players if I'm doing my math correctly.
And I know that probably puts a big stress on the servers, but I really don't want the solution to be, hey, let's just cut the map in half. Given the fact that you have vehicles that are available to you,
I don't mind the map being cut in half, but just redesign the map to be a little bit more better. You know, you can have open zones and still like open like foresty trees areas, but I think if you make it a little bit more, I guess, more densely popular or something like that, maybe that would be a lot more better.
that can literally float, another one that's got a booster on it to allow you to get around even faster. You've got these portals that can jump you to these various land islands. I would hate to see the developers get rid of this. I think this is really cool. I love the big landmass. I just think it needs more players. It needs more people on the map itself so that you don't have
It does need more
downtime in
players.
between
It really
these fights.
does.
Now let's talk about how the game plays. Again, the abilities that are unique to each one of the classes are really cool. We've got one character that literally has wall hack abilities, and the
She is the most strongest character in this godforsaken game, to be honest. She is literally insanely strong. A little bit too overpowered.
ability to smoke screen an entire area. She even has a unique ability that when she finishes an enemy, she gains wall hacks. For my Fortnite players, we've got a tank class. Her ultimate literally builds a fortress, giving her both that defensive position and the high ground, which is perfect if you're trying to snag a res for your teammates. We've got another hero.
I do have to say she's probably the most weakest one so far. I think she's pretty weaker so for a tank character, in my personal opinion.
That can call down this AoE effect, which does a tremendous amount of damage. Another hero.
She, the fire girl, she's okay. I don't think she's like Gibby. That's pretty much it. She's just kind of there, you know, to throw the ultimate, you know. I do have to say, though, her ultimate is a lot faster when it comes down compared to Gibby's, you know.
That can lay down this water trail, which allows her to move.
Never played her. I never got the chance to play her. Her movement speed is okay. I don't think it's an insane movement increase or so or anything like that. But I think it's all right.
Faster to get the flank on enemies. Another hero that has the ability to dash, as well as like this chaos.
Her beam is fucking insanely overpowered, to be honest.
Reach beam
Her
effect,
beam is
instantly
fucking
melts.
strong.
Another hero that has the ability to boost not only herself but also her teammates, which is really good if you're trying to like reposition your entire team or if you're just trying to get a look at all your enemies. Now the last hero that's
I can see her. I can definitely see her being pretty good though.
available is this one right here, which is essentially Mercy. She's got
She's fucking insanely overpowered. The same with the recon character.
healing abilities. She can create these zones that can both recover and pick up downed allies. And what I really like about this is that we have a class system here between supports, tanks, and DPS. Now the hero.
Yeah, but there's way too many DPSs in this game, to be honest. There's 4 DPSs in this game. You should have at least put like 2 healers, 2 recons, 2 tanks, and keep 4 DPSs, and that's it. Like 4 assault characters, I should say. Hunters, assault characters, whatever you want to call them, right? I think that should have been better or so, and it kind of gives a more better impression because goddamn, dude, this recon character was so fucking annoying to deal with, and this healer girl was also annoying to deal with from time to time.
Heroes in this game are called Awakeners. I'm not necessarily going to dive into the lore of all this as I'm just jumping in and playing this alpha, but there is a wolf guy that's going to be coming at some point in the future.
It would have been better if we saw this wolf guy actually in the game. I'd be very curious if he actually counters this girl up here, right? This girl right here, the recon character. I would be curious if this person actually counters it, where you can see through the smoke and everything like that from his animal instincts or something like that. I think it would be pretty cool. He'll probably get like, maybe he gets like super armor or something like that. They have to balance that shit out if he does get like super armor or so, because remember, he's not, remember in the trailer that we saw specifically, he's actually a guy but transforms into a wolf. So I assume that's going to be part of his ultimate. But if he gets like super armor or something like that, hopefully it's like balanced out or something, or unless he's just completely a wolf guy, you know. If he's completely a wolf guy, that's a different story. But if he's not or so, I don't know what they're gonna do with this specifically. So that's what I'm saying. I'll be very interested to see how they'll balance this out and how they'll. I feel like this definitely the Miss Shield girl needs to be, because like the problem is with her shield, right, is that she has to pull out her little controller thing, right, to set up her shield and everything, and that kind of leaves you pretty much exposed and not having your weapon and everything like that, you know. I just wish they would do either they make the animation be a little bit faster or something, just like a little bit. I wouldn't say like a whole lot or anything, like nothing like super crazy or broken or anything like that, but I'd say like increase the animation just a little bit faster.
Which seems to be the only male character we have available to play. Regardless though, all of these Awakeners stand out. They are distinctly different. And I would say if you've got a squad, rocking various classes will play a pivotal role in reaching victory. Having a healer, especially. Having a tank for those moments where you're getting pinned down. Now, I don't believe there's a difference in thresholds in regards to their health.
Yeah, you guys saw that? You guys specifically saw that? Look at this. Hold on.
play a pivotal role in reaching victory. Having a healer, especially having a tank
One
for those
Mississippi,
moments when you're
two
getting pinned
Mississippi,
down.
three
Now,
Mississippi.
don't believe there's
That's like 3 seconds. You can literally cut that. You can literally cut that in half or so. Roughly about like three seconds or so. Depending right on the animation,
having
right?
a
For
healer,
here, right?
especially having a tank for those moments.
Right in this part, right in this animation right here specifically, right? Because I assume since the shield is being built, right? I assume you can still get shot, right? In the middle of this while this thing is forming. I assume unless there's already like a thing that's already blocking here and the animation is just there. This long animation makes my Titan boil. It's a pretty fucking long animation. That's why I think she's probably like the weakest tank or so that I've ever played in any like in any FPS game when it comes to tanks or so. The problem is like she has to pull out her controller, set up the shield, but she has to put away her weapon or so in order to do it. Which is fine, right? Which is the girl from Apex Legends is fine, right? Because like she pulls out her shield, she plants it down, and then it automatically, your weapon is already back out while the shield is being formed, Oh yeah, no, if you get headshotted, you're done. That's it. You're actually down. You're actually down for that. Like you can easily headshot somebody if you can actually get shot through this. You see this part right here? This is where this entire part right here is where the shield is being formed. This is formed later once this platform is formed. My question is, while this is getting built and everything like that, can you shoot through this to shoot her head? That's the question to ask. Yeah, that could also be a thing too. You can also throw a grenade and like, cause you're building this shit in front of you. I don't think you can move while you're building this thing in front of you. I don't think so. I'm not too sure. But like, I do have to say though, she needs to be a little bit stronger in my personal opinion. I don't know. Her ultimate is fine. I don't really care too much about her ultimate as much. It's okay. But I do have to say, I'd say cut it in half, the animation. Increase the speed by like half. And then after that, if she's too overpowered, just fine-tune it a little bit more. Just like nerf her a little bit, I think that's probably the best way to make her a little bit stronger.
Where you're getting pinned down. Now, don't believe there's a difference in thresholds in regards to their health. I think they're all the same in that aspect. It's just the abilities themselves that actually change. Now, as for the weapons, there are a number of different foundries. Each of these foundries have their own weapon types, from burst fire weapons to auto rifles to SMGs to shotguns to DMRs.
There is not a lot of weapon variety, even though, yeah, I get it, it's an alpha and everything like that, but my god, dude, the variety of the weapons are so fucking bare bones. Also, on top of that, it would have been nice if we had a firing range for me to find out how these weapons play in order to understand the recoil, how's the burst fire, is it a fully automatic assault rifle or not a fully automatic assault rifle. In my opinion, it a niche character. Her ult is quite strong if you're gonna contest her in the open space. Yeah, her ultimate is good. I have no problem with her ultimate. But her ability or so, her E ability or whatever you want to do it or so, it just takes way too long for her to be build up her shield, because like you can easily knock down that character pretty fucking easily, right? Because the TTK is not that long or so. Even with the shield on, the TTK is not that long, especially if you get a module or so for the weapon that increases shield damage, so it's even lower TTK. I don't know by how much, right? Because I don't know the numbers or anything like that. But definitely the TTK is way faster when you shoot somebody, when you have the module of doing extra damage on shielded characters. So, or if you have the headshot multiplier module on a, on a DMR or a sniper rifle, that character is literally down. That character is down. There's no way you're surviving that, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, the weapon variety is pretty low. I get it, it's an alpha, but I would want a good variety of weapons, at least in the beta. Like, no excuses. No excuses that there's not a lot of varieties in the beta. You already have an alpha. We tested the waters. We saw how the mechanic of this game is. We know how it plays. Now add more on top of that, Definitely the variety of weapons is definitely not that good. If you're going to keep the long animation, give her an overshield that prevents headshots. Oh yeah, definitely. If they're really adamant on the length or so for the animation that takes about like 3 seconds or so, right? In a BR game, every second counts, you know, especially when it comes into MOBAs as well. Every second counts. It takes like a millisecond or a second to change anything that really quickly or so. So I'd say like buff the tank character, because she definitely needs to be buffed at least for her not her ultimate, but her E ability at least.
And honestly, the way they have these things broken,
I like her, but man, dude.
no, but almost reminds me of like Destiny and their foundries, from like Amalon, Hake, Suros. You can see here that these weapons have their own unique looks that's associated with that foundry. And as time goes on, when people associate what the meta is for this game, they're going to associate it with those foundries. Like currently,
You know what the meta is? It's the what was it? It was between the I think it's the CL4 and the one of the SMG guns or so. CL4 and the what's it called or so? The Jackson SMG. They were so fucking good, to be honest. They were such
right
good
now,
ones.
the Rafale, which is the 3-round burst pulse rifle that's made by CNL Industries.
It's okay. It's not really that great, to be honest. I knocked down a lot of people, you know, using the CL4 AR, so. DMR is the meta. DMR is pretty good if you land your shots, though.
Is extremely good.
But usually for a basic player, right, who can't land really good shots or so, the CL4 is pretty good, and the Thompson looking gun or so, it's pretty good. So
I'm talking instantly drop enemies, and that's something you'll notice in this game as well. The time.
Not if you're finding people who have blue shields, yes, you'll probably drop them pretty fast. But people who have really high level shields or so, it's gonna take a hot moment. So
Time to kill is so fast, way faster than I would expect.
yeah.
During the class abilities, I was expecting a lengthier time to kill, and essentially what I was thinking of was that gunfights would be approached where enemies and yourself would trench in, snag a few shots here and there, and then use your abilities to push enemies out or get angles on those enemies. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but for the most part, the time to kill is fast enough where you can go in and
It is pretty fast, and then also on top of that, like I said, if you put the module on for the increased shield damage, that shit fucking melts people pretty fucking fast.
you can wipe a team by yourself if you're good enough and you got the right weapon.
Oh yeah, I did. I also wiped a few teams by myself. I didn't even know I was playing with players. I thought I was playing still with with like bots and everything like that until my chat told me, it's like, oh no, you're playing against people. And I was like,
You
oh.
can definitely pull that off. So I think it might be appealing to some of you. However, I do believe certain weapons,
Hey, Sakura.
sandbox-wise, might be a little too good. Again, that 3-round burst, really, really good. Now, all of these weapons can be modded.
I think the 3-round burst is okay, but I don't think it's that crazy in my personal opinion. Like I've tried it a little bit, but I don't think it's that insane though.
You'll notice everything that I'm coming across higher.
I do definitely have to say the shotgun is pretty strong in close quarters. I like, especially like in certain areas of the map. Granted, of course, you know, it usually ends like in an open area, but man, dude, the shotgun it's scary. The shotgun is really fucking scary in close quarters.
Tier mods are automatically being picked up. The inventory management in this game is really good, and you can even set up a loot filter, if you will, that will auto pick up certain items. I really like this feature though, because if I'm running and gunning, and say for instance my magazine is a blue tier, but there's a purple tier magazine option there, I don't have to go over there and click it. I just have to run.
I do have to say that's actually this is probably one of the best things I've ever, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, all other battle royale games are so inferior to this mechanic that you could just walk over to the attachment and it automatically picks up. I have to say that is literally the best thing that in a battle royale there is. I'm not there like, you know, wasting my time in the menu looking for items and shit like that. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is really great.
Run over
it's called
it,
Fate
and the game
Trigger.
automatically picks it up and puts it on. Now, every one of these weapons start in their base form, iron sights, but as you pick up more and more mods, they get stronger and stronger. And there's even currencies that you can pick up on the map, and you can take it to these workshops that are present on the map, and you can upgrade those weapons even further. If you want to,
you can upgrade your weapons, you can upgrade your shield with a passive on them, you can upgrade your backpack with a passive on it, you can upgrade your helmet with a passive on it too as well. I don't know if he's gonna say that or so, but you can do that.
add tracker rounds to your weapon, you could do so. If you want to make your weapon do more AoE damage, you can also do that. just as long as you have enough currency. Now, picking which weapons to upgrade and to add these features to is important. At least in my knowledge, you cannot drag these things over, these upgrades, to other weapons, which is why you really want to get the highest tier loot possible. And the highest tier loot drops from these cubes. These cubes that you see are like falling stars or these meteors that will have a sound effect when it enters
It's a supply. It's a supply drop, so
it is highly contested because the gear you get from this and the weapon you get from this is always the best. We're talking gold gear, which instantly replaces what you have, gold mods, and then these red weapons that are extremely unique and are one.
Yeah, it's literally from Apex. If you played Apex, you pretty much understand the red weapons are like the most insane, strong, overpowered weapons.
Time uses only. Meaning when you pick up these
I assume, right? If they're copying Apex Legends, right? I definitely assume that they're gonna have rotation weapons. So they're probably gonna bring these weapons out and put them out on the field, and then bring other red weapons into the crate. If they're gonna copy Apex Legends. That's only if.
Weapons, the ammo that it has in it is all you got, but they are substantially stronger. And they also have added benefits. For instance, this CL Monolith LMG has an enhanced stat on it called Impact Rounds, where my rounds slows targets that I hit. And interestingly enough, it states that it's for all weapons, which means it may even apply to my secondary weapon as well. But these cubes drop the best stuff. You grab that.
I think that enhancement, you can bring it over to other weapons, I think so. I could be wrong, but I think so. I don't know. Like I haven't done the full analysis on this game itself.
Loot, and
I could be wrong, but who knows?
The ideal thing would be to take this to the workshop and upgrade these items. You can even upgrade your backpack, your helmet, your shield, making all of these things much stronger. So yes, the time to kill is fast, but the emphasis is definitely in getting the best gear and kitting it out to combat that fast time to kill. The weapons here though, guys, very unique. I love the foundries. Some are definitely outliers in terms of potency, but the shooting mechanics overall felt good. I think the biggest drawback to all of this is that yes, this is an alpha. There were some network issues. I definitely had high ping as well as my teammates. But
high ping. I really didn't had any high ping or so. The icons are the same as Apex, although there's not really any other to create other icons.
when the connections were good, it was so satisfying landing those kills, especially when you start to combine your abilities with your weapons, your upgrades. All of these things flow very well together. Now, other items that you can pick up on the map include things like your heals, you get your shields back, your health back. You can also pick up throwables, things like grenades. My big complaint with grenades right now is that they take way too long to explode. You throw that thing into a group of enemies and it feels like an eternity before it blows up. Hell, by that point, everyone can easily avoid the—
Yeah, they're great. Damn, dude, that's a long time for a grenade to throw. You can't even cook it or anything like that.
It feels like an eternity before it blows up. Hell, by that point, everyone can easily avoid—
6 seconds. It takes about 6 seconds. 6 seconds to for a grenade to explode. I'm gonna be honest with you. Heretics have high ping. I had. Well, it's because you live far away. That's why. Yeah, like I said, yeah, definitely the throwables are pretty weak in this game. They're definitely pretty weak. They're not super insane or anything like that. They're pretty fucking weak in my personal opinion.
Avoid the explosion. Other than that, though, guys, Fate Trigger is a very well-polished game. It's free to play.
Yeah, it's pretty
currently
well-polished.
in alpha.
Yeah.
It's got a cast of great heroes here. I'm not really sure how they're going to roll out the other heroes, but it seems like most of the monetization is going to be tied in the season pass.
Hey,
You get
Sunset.
various things like skins, cosmetics.
I'll be honest with you, the cosmetics or so in this battle pass or so was pretty weak in my personal opinion.
Skins for your weapons, different trinkets, your general stuff that you would see on a season pass. However, there are skins you can buy directly from the store. And fellas, they are very revealing. The jiggle mechanics. Good God. That Stellar Blade went all out. This game. With all that being said, though, I do have some complaints. And
It's okay. It's a B tier. I've seen better though. You know, what's the name of that one game or so, like one other Korean game? The First Descendant or so has better skins in my personal opinion. So
again, networking, it's going to have to be improved. Granted, it is an alpha, so hopefully that gets worked out. The point that I brought up earlier, I think we need more people. 150 people, maybe even 200, considering the—
I'd say 50 squads. 50 squads is definitely like what is that? Like that's 200 people. Yeah, 50 squads. Just have 50 squads. I would have to agree. Just have 50 squads in general. I think that would be a lot more better in my personal opinion, because there's a lot of you know, dead zones, dead plays, you know.
the map size. The third issue, sound design. I know you guys probably can't really hear it here, but the sound design in this game is very muffled. Like almost to the point that I feel like it's bugged. I literally had a car running behind me and run me over, and I never heard it, which is really odd because you can hear someone's footsteps, but it's like environmental sound has been turned way.
Yeah, you can hear the footsteps pretty fucking well. I do have to say I kind of hate it personally. But that's just a design choice at the end of the day, right? That's just a design choice. That, you know, they do what they want to do. It's their game at the end of the day, right? This is just my opinion. I don't personally like it because it just reminds me of old school Modern Warfare games where people just kind of sound whore and camp in a corner and wait for you to come around the corner just to kill you, you know? That's why I generally hate it.
Down, and maybe it's been turned way down because they want to emphasize the noise of our footsteps, but I would actually just prefer to have the option to change up both of those, and that way people can choose whichever one they want. The fact that I got run over by a car and never even heard the car approaching me, the audio definitely needs some work. The other thing to bring up is player movement. Considering how fast time to kill is in this game, I do believe that player movement can be dialed up just a bit more. Now I know this really puts emphasis on the characters that do have abilities to make them more mobile, but I think overall all the characters need to have a bigger boost to their mobility. And I think if the time to kill was much slower.
What do you mean? What do you mean by bigger mobility? Are you saying like faster or so, to be a little bit more faster or so? If they do that or so, get rid of, I'd say in my personal opinion, get rid of dolphin dive and change it for a slide in my personal opinion. If they do that. I'm going to be honest with you, the dolphin dive is kind of pretty useless. It's not really very useful. But that's just me though.
Lower, then having our current mobility makes sense. But if they're going to maintain the same TTK values that they have now, which is extremely fast, then bumping up our player mobility, in my opinion, should be just fine. Now, the last thing I'm going to bring up is the winning screen for when you do win. It's a little anticlimactic. We had a number of dubs, but it was just kind of like, all right, nothing crazy. I feel like they could spice this up a bit more, hype it up. They can go the war.
Yeah. They should just take points from Call of Duty at that point, you know?
Zone routes and turn on comms for everybody when the game ends. And as you know, those comms are crazy, but at the same time, it's hysterical. They could do something like that, but I do feel like this screen needs to be a bit different. Something spicier that jumps out. Now,
definitely way better.
Of Fate Trigger. Do they have a roadmap of sorts? Well, nothing official has been published outside of just some conversations with the developers, but it seems like they have a lot planned for this game. They actually said at launch they're going to have somewhere around 20 heroes, with more they're going to be adding even later. They also
20 heroes on launch date. Let's see. There's an assault class, there's a recon class, there's a tank class, and there's a healer class. That's 4. That means there has to be at least 5 heroes in each category. They already have 4 assault characters so far. That means they have to fill out at least for those to balance it out, to make it pretty fun, you know? I'm hoping that it's not just a bunch that, like, a lot of assault characters, like, you know, I'm just hoping there'd be, you know, a good variety of tanks, healers, and recons, because, man, dude, that recon character is pretty fucking overpowered. She has that AoE for her E ability is so fucking massive, to be honest. And also getting a passive or so to finishing off an enemy to ping another enemy that's nearby, that's also pretty fucking overpowered in my personal opinion.
Also mentioned that they're big fans of anime, and there's actually like a lore and story that's wrapped around this, hence the circle that closes in, that being the Pale Blight, the world being shattered into these different islands. For the most part, story-wise, they're just going to be delivering this in trailers, but it is a possibility at some point in the future they could have a manga that goes alongside this game. Now, they did emphasize that there will not be any type of pay-to-win mechanics, something I wasn't really concerned about considering it's a BR. Everyone each match is on equal footing. The only thing I can think of is like characters that are standout hero.
If they make male characters for this game, right, I want them to make like really badass cool characters though, like really cool male characters, you know?
And if that character has like a hard paywall and they're extremely OP, then we're in a situation to pay to win. And I'm not really sure how they're going to balance these things, or even how the monetization is going to be rolled out for obtaining those different awakeners. But for the time being, guys, this game, which I had no idea even existed until a week ago, has been a pleasant surprise. If you're interested in this game, there is an alpha going on right now that you can sign up. The game is supposed to be available on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S in 2025 alongside PC, as well as even mobile. The closed alpha is currently
for mobile as well. I don't like the sound of that, to be honest. I really don't like the sound of that.
currently only available on Steam. We do have one more code. We will be giving away that code to just a random commenter down below. So if you're interested in this game and you happen to have a PC with Steam, just say something in the comments and we'll throw you in the raffle. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching. And as always,
Slap that like button like.
Yeah, but the longer you keep playing, right, it just feels very average just because like there's not really much happening. That means they're gonna dumb down mechanicals for mobile. I really hope they don't, to be honest. Yeah, because that's the one thing, right? Because it has to fit very comfortably mechanically wise for mobile players. So I don't know, man. I don't like it. Whenever the developers say, "Oh yeah, it's also gonna be on mobile as well," I don't like it personally. I actually really despise that. Can it just be separate from the main game? Can it be like its own thing? I think if it was its own thing or so, like separate from the actual like PC and console edition version of these, I would be fine with it. Do the Destiny 2 saving PS4 players only match mobile with mobile? Just match with mobile players. I'll be okay. I don't want a mobile player to be with me at the same time as I'm playing on PC, you know, because that's just not cool. I personally just don't like it, but that's just me anyways. But yeah, I did get the chance to play this game. It was all right. I don't think it was super crazy. It's playing very super safe, to be honest. Who is still in PS4? I have a PS4 because I don't have a PS5. I have a PS4. I have a bunch of PS4 games. Well, you got a problem with that? But yeah. Most important, is there any aim assist with a controller? Yeah, there is aim assist. Of course there is. Destiny 2 only puts PSN players with each other unless you're in the same fire team with a non-PSN user. Oh, I see. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's just very safe. It's a very safe game. It's not taking any risks. It's not doing anything super crazy or anything like that, right? With this game, I think it's all right. You know, Xbox users gets fucked. Yeah, like I said, like it's all right. Like it's a pretty average game. I don't think it's super crazy. The only thing that has it drawn or so is just the anime goon scene. That's about it. You know, with the butt cheeks and everything you can see with these characters. You know, so. Yeah, but on PC too, so this is going to be, like I said, I literally just said this is a mixture of Apex Legends and Fortnite together, so. Now you got a PC code, I mean, who still only have a PS4? Yeah, because I still have my PS4. But yeah, like I said, right, it's all right, you know, it's okay. I don't think it's super crazy or anything like that, but I think it's all right. I don't, the question is like, is there going to be a strong fan base for this game? Also, another thing, they need to add streamer mode on for this game because I got fucking stream sniped or so on my game when I was playing. So definitely a streamer mode would be kind of nice for this game. Personally, that would be really nice if they have that in the beta. And that's basically it. So, like I said, it would be kind of nice to see it, but we'll see what happens. I'll play the beta when the beta comes out too. I'll sign up for the beta and see how much has changed from the alpha and beta version of this game. So, like I said, it's gonna be very interesting. It'll be interesting. We'll take a look at it. So. Anyways, yeah, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff, and yeah, that's basically what I think about the game itself. It's pretty, I'd say it's like a high D tier game, you know, D plus, you know. Hey Elmo. It's like a D plus game. I don't think it's bad, right? It's not bad. But I don't think it's like super amazing that's gonna be revolutionary, you know. Like low C, high D tier. That's what I think about this game. Still wild, you friended a stream sniper most people would ban. Hey Bookie, how you doing there? But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Like I said, you know, I'll give it a try when the beta comes out, and yeah, that's the end of the video. And peace.
Also buy this character for $10, but you know, once we do that, then we're fine. But it's okay because we made this character that like also hates the rich, so it's okay. It's so insulting. That's the big thing. It's so insulting. They clearly think that you're You're so stupid that you're just gonna be like, oh well, they do not. This character do not like the wealthy either, so I will give them lots of money. I'm gonna buy their $20 skins and their $10 skins, and I'm going to play it and have so much fun because she slay. Like, it's so insulting. But it shows a lot about what they think of gamers. They think that they would connect with it. I'm becoming visibly upset. Yeah, I am visibly upset. Like, they've had at this point enough time where they could have made a pivot. They could have trimmed a lot of this stuff out, even just in the way that they frame it. But the fact that the way they open this is that she is one of the most ethical thieves. She also is sending a message to the people of Gotham. They don't have to live in fear of the city's wealthy, out-of-touch elites, which is one of the most ironic statements they could have possibly made about this game. Out-of-touch elites, like, Jesus Christ almighty. And then she also is an influencer and live streams her heists for her adoring.
She's a kick streamer and she's a kick slash TikTok streamer. That's what she is.
Fans. I will bet you so much money right now that when we try this tomorrow, it's going to be so insufferable. It's just going to be constant quips about, yeah, take that, patriarchy, take that. I don't have the strength for it anymore, dude. I thought we had peaked. I thought the Joker was really rough, and then I thought Mrs. Freeze was also like, okay, the next couple are going to be boring, and then it'll be fine. Again, there was never a question of, do gamers want this? Like, do our fans want this? It was always, no, you're going to play it, you're going to like it. Suicide Squad is one where it's it's just such a fall from grace for Rocksteady. Anybody who's like, oh well, they're making a Batman game, it sounds like, you think these people can make a good Batman game? Really think? I guarantee you there'd be whole like segments of the game dedicated to how Bruce Wayne is a billionaire and therefore he's evil. That's probably going to be the whole story, is that Batman's actually the bad guy because he's wealthy. That's going to be the whole thing. I would not even begin to feel any interest or excitement towards a Rocksteady game after seeing how they continue to double and triple down on this stuff. I understand it's a skeleton crew at this point and they can't change this stuff, but even just to continue framing it this way is just insulting. So we'll try it tomorrow. I think we all know how it's going to go. I don't think any of us are expecting it to magically blow us away at this point, but I guess we will see.
Damn, dude. Oh my god, dude, that's just so bad, to be honest. You know what I imagined, right? I imagine a petite, skinny, like a petite, you know, kind of white girl with like either almost like the hair color or so from Iona from Pokemon. Or she can be blonde, you know? That's what I'm kind of like, you know, when it comes to like the streamer, you know, influencer kind of type of thing, right? Because that's kind of how the attitude of those kind of like characters have to be, you know? They have to be very, you know, very loud, very, you know, very crazy, very funny, you know, very, you know, just very all of that, you know? Just being that that specific type of like influencer character in a video game, because that's literally is what influencers are, you know. They are people that are, some of them are pretty loud, you know. How can they make a new Batman game when they killed him off? That's true. That's actually very true. How can they make a new Batman game? That's actually really true. Oh wait, I got it. It's a different universe Batman. That's the reason. That's how it is. Because it's a different goddamn universe Batman. That's the reason why. It's probably a different universe of Batman where he survived or so, and he was alive the entire time, and he was fighting against Brainiac, you know? That is what it is. And yeah. But anyways, I'm still surprised this game is still alive, to be honest. That's, you know, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff, and let me know what you guys think about this. Damn, dude, fuck, man. I'm so surprised there even is an update for this thing, to be honest. Ugh. Anyways, yeah. Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League. It's still a thing. It is still a thing in 2024. And now I'd be surprised if it's still... I wouldn't even be surprised if it's still a thing in 2025, you know? Is how I feel about this. Hey, man, I don't blame you at the end of the day. I don't really blame you at all. But yeah. Anyways, that's it. And,